I just want to share with you some thoughts about if I was an atheist. Imagine today I was an atheist. What would I do? Well, if I was an atheist today, I would come out of atheism within the next 5 minutes. I would just leave and abandon atheism straight away. Why would I leave atheism? Well, first of all, I would leave atheism because I do feel that it's anti-intellectual. I've listened to over, I mean, it must be going on to tens and tens of thousands of comments from atheists. One of the things that, out of those tens and tens of thousands of comments that I've had from atheists, is that a very small percentage, perhaps not even a handful of tens of thousands of comments that I've had from atheists, have shown any real openness to real open discussion and desire for seeking truth. Just a handful, not even a handful, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 max people that I've met out of tens of thousands of comments that I've had on YouTube. And I found atheism totally anti-intellectual. I mean, I remember the atheists telling me that there are these dying and rising gods, and Jesus was one of them, and I went to original sources and I studied the Dionysian hymns. I read the original Greek hymns and things like that, and completely found what the atheists were saying was just not true, was purely anti-intellectual, misrepresenting history in a diabolical way. And I found this often with the atheists, that whenever they present something they seem quite clever, but when you actually research it and look into it, they're not being honest, they're presenting things in a dishonest way. So as an atheist, I would say, if you are an atheist, that you need to come out of atheism. Because if I was an atheist right now, this moment, I would come out of atheism. As simple as that. That's just on that basis alone. Then the arguments that atheists put up against Christianity are just not intellectually honest. I mean, this argument, for example, that Christians use, that that there must have been a first cause to the universe, and it could have only been God. And the idea that every cause has an effect, and so there must have been an effective cause to the creation of the universe, and the only effective cause that could be is God, unless matter's eternal. And the atheists just completely dishonest. I mean, they go into this Krauss dance where Krauss and other atheists talk about dark matter, and there is no such thing as nothing, and they get into these kind of stupid arguments, and that nothing does not mean nothing, but from a philosophical point of view, nothing is nothing, but no, they've got to try to use some kind of pseudoscience and get out of the problem that when we talk about nothing, we mean nothing. But they say nothing does not necessarily mean nothing. And I mean, that's just complete intellectual dishonesty. Complete intellectual dishonesty. And because at the end of the day, you come to the end of the line in terms of matter, and at the end of there will be an end of the line, so I mean, it's just crazy, and they're just intellectually dishonest. And another example is the Big Bang. The Big Bang kind of, the atheists don't like it because it shows that there was a beginning to the universe. So, and you can use that as an argument that there is a God, that if there was a beginning to the universe, then something must have started it, and just a kind of a controlled explosion doesn't explain the phenomenon of the universe. So it makes people think about that there must be a God who created it. So the atheists know this, so they don't like it. Now this is a a scientific, verified kind of fact that there was some Big Bang. But no, the atheists are doing everything they can, especially the physicists that are atheists, are doing everything they can to come up with new ways of thinking to get round this issue of the Big Bang, which is complete disingenuousness and not being honest. In other words, you only accept things if it suits you, but if it doesn't suit you, you'll try and work round it and get round it. And that's another reason why I would encourage you to leave atheism. And if I was an atheist today, on that basis, I would leave atheism. The third reason I would leave atheism today is the complete, utter nut job leaders that are around today leading atheism. And the atheists will say, oh, we don't have any leaders. No, well, I'm sorry, but you've got a lot of sugar daddy do-gooders who think that they're kind of pop stars today, atheists, and they have used atheism to propagate their careers, such as Aaron Ra and Thunderfoot. But I mean, these are the leaders that have come up the last few years are crazy nut job people. I mean, Sam Harris talking about everybody who is religious is a kind of dangerous, as kind of possible Muslim fanatic who's going to blow people up. It's just crazy. You should abandon atheism on the fact that you've allowed someone like a nut job like Sam Harris to come along and talk like that. Is disgusting. And then when Dawkins says it's child abuse to teach children six-day creation, I mean, this is just nut job crazy mentality, and you shouldn't leave atheism because of these nut job leaders who talk such nonsense. The diatribes that atheists make, such as Thunderfoot and Aaron Ra, are just not rational. They're not based in rationality. When Aaron Ra says that Christians are not rational and they don't have any evidence, and you challenge the guy and say, well, come and have a debate with me on the resurrection, he says, oh no, Jesus is a fable, but doesn't even bother defending his position, and yet he pumps out week in, week out that Christianity is irrational. You should abandon atheism because of this kind of diabolical nutjob kind of atheist leaders that are around today. And then fourthly, you should abandon atheism because of Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth and the life. He's had the greatest impact in history. There is evidence that he existed. There is evidence that he rose from the dead. There's evidence that he's the Son of God. And he's the person that you need to deal with as an atheist. And for that reason, you should come out of atheism. So, those are my reasons today why if I was an atheist today, I would abandon atheism and I would turn to Christianity. Thank you for listening and take care.